Okay, so we're going to see in this video, how do we download the essential items that are required to get started with the God engine? What are those essential elements, where to get them, and how to install them in the system to get it up and running? So what you need to do is I will start sharing my screen. So we go to Norton Street Gallery on Etsy. This is how the page looks like. You go to God Wars Basic Builders Kit. That is the essential thing that you need, first essential thing that you need to download. Then there is the manual called EJ Gold Gorbis Blue Line Secrets. So you download these, click on them, purchase them. And once you finish your purchase, they will appear in your purchases and reviews folder. You can, once they appear here in this folder, you can download files. And it will appear as this WGGE1 zip file. Let's go and look at it in the folder. So this will appear, the download will appear, ignore this for the moment. Just look at this. So this will appear in the downloads folder of your computer. This is the downloads folder of your computer. So you see this WGGE file here, which has appeared here. If you have your system settings set in a way that the downloaded folder files show in another folder, then that's where you should be looking for these files. So once this is done, you will unzip this folder and place it here. This is the unzipped WGGE folder. It has got an INI file for WGGE, an exe file for WGGE, which is essentially our engine. There is an orb inside it. It's the God Slim orb. There's INI file for that God orb. What these files are and what exactly happens is what we will understand once we start getting to practice in the engine. Then there is a WGGM file, which has got different kinds of effects related to the engine, that can be used in the engine. There's the SND sound, which has got the music and the sound files, which you would require in the engine. There's the models folder, where you'd find all the necessary models to get started with your God engine work. And then there is the GFX folder. GFX stands for graphics. Once you're sure that the WGGE folder has been successfully downloaded and unzipped in your downloads folder, you will select them. There are two ways of selecting. One is click in an empty space, left click in an empty space and drag your mouse, keeping the left click on. The second way of selecting is you select just one file and then hit Control A on your keyboard. It selects it. Then you right click it, copy it. You go to your C drive, and in C drive, you will create a folder called God. You see, in my case, there's already a folder called God, so I don't want to delete it, but this is how you want to name your folder. For the time being, I will name the folder that I'm using for demonstration as God1. But you should name the folder as God. Okay, so we have a new folder called God in our C drive. We right click here and we paste all the contents that we had copied. So this is how your folder looks like. The God folder has a GFX folder, it has models, a sound, a WGM folder, 4 folders. There's the God Slim orb, there's the INI file, WGGXE engine, and the INI file for WGGE. So this, we have completely finished the copying of the God Wars basic kit. You can just take the Blue Line Secrets book also from your downloads and paste it here. Now we would find out where to get our lab files. For lab files, you will go to Work Lines Blue Line Academy downloads and download from here. Once it has downloaded, you will go to your downloads, unzip it so that it looks like an unzipped folder. Open the folder. It has got 3 folders: GFX folder, graphics, models, and WGM2 folder. There is also another orb inside. The name of this orb is Lab 1, right? So what we'll do is, to begin with, we will just copy Lab 1 INI and Lab 1 orb, copy them, go to our God folder, right click in here and paste. Once this is done, you would go again to your downloads folder, which is usually somewhere in users, and you would go back to lab 1, go to the first folder, the GFX folder. You see there are some files in here. So you select all these, right click on it, copy it, go back to your God folder, go to the GFX folder. You see there's so many files already in here. So you would right click in the empty space and you would paste. These files have now been added to your God folder. So you have successfully copied the files from the GFX folder of Lab 1 to the GFX folder of God. You go back again to your downloads folder and Lab 1, and inside it, you go to the models. Can you copy models? Go back to God, go to the models folder of God, right click in there and paste these files here. We will do the same with the third folder, which is in there, which is the WGM. Right click, left click, select, right click, copy, and WGM, right click, paste. We have successfully copied the folders of GFX model and WGM. From here, you would notice there's no SND folder here, so we don't need to worry about that. We have successfully copied Lab 1 and God Wars in our God folder in C drive. You can notice that this is a 2007 Windows operating system. You might have another operating system which might look different. The interface might look different, but the essentials remain the same. You'll have the downloaded folders, files in your folders. You will copy them into the God folder in your C drive and follow the process as shared. It might look slightly different, but the process remains the same.